Hey guys, Samsung today announced the availability of regional content on their Galaxy smartphones. Now this content will be available in 9 Indian languages, and it's already available on a number of apps here. There you can see these are the apps that support this. Also Samsung App Store and some other in-house apps support these regional languages. These 9 regional languages include Hindi, Punjabi, Marathi, etc. And it will be available right now on 3 devices: the Galaxy Grand, the Galaxy S4 and the Galaxy Tab 3. It's gonna soon launch more content in these 9 languages. The number of languages are set to increase. The number of devices that will support this regional content is set to increase by probably later this month, and we might see devices as cheap as the Galaxy Star supporting these 9 and more languages in future, the regional content. So we have a few in-house apps like let's say Chaton, and then as I mentioned Samsung App Store supporting the local language up to 9 right now. And then you have some third-party apps like Reverie, Phone Book, then you have Ganesha Speak, you have News Hunt and so on, and of course Facebook, one of the most popular app used on Android. Now switching to language is pretty easy. You straight away go to settings and then to language and input, go to language here. Before we didn't used to see the options of the Indian languages, so now you see there you can see Marathi, Hindi, Bangla, Gujarati and other languages. So I'll just go and I'll select Hindi because I'm comfortable with Hindi, and you can straight away see the UI changing. So these are the keyboards. You can, of course, if you're not comfortable in typing in the language that you select, then you can of course change the languages that you want, or you can keep English as the keyboard. But when you say Swachhalit, that means it takes the system language. Yeah. So now when you go here, you will see the whole UI changing. You will see it's all Hindi. You would see the apps menus all Hindi, not all apps, because you can see YouTube still stays there, speed test still stays there. So these are third-party apps, so probably it will take time, or probably the APIs are not exposed enough to be able to change the language. The icons remain the same, so that even if you probably give the phone to someone who does not understand your regional language, they can at least identify the icons by the icon face. Yeah. So once you go there, some of the app language changes with the OS language. For example, Chaton, of course, it's an in-house app, so you expect it to change to Hindi, and there you can see all the UI element change to Hindi. You also have Facebook, which changes to Hindi. Yeah. But you have some third-party apps like, let's say, Reverie, Phone Book, where you'll have to manually change the language, let's say to Hindi, and now it changes to Hindi. You can change it back to English and it'll change to English. Similar is the case with like News Hunt, where you have to manually change the language option to Hindi, English and some other stuff. Yeah. So there you see your language options there. So yeah, Ganesha Speaks also changes the language according to the OS. Let's check out the Samsung App Store. Now it supports regional content. When you go to Shreni, that is category, you see it's mentioned Hindi content, Bangla content, Marathi content, for those of you outside India who do not understand the regional languages. So you have now the regional languages available, more coming soon. Now just to show you how it changes the language according to the OS, now I have Hindi changes. I change it back to English UK, and you will see that Facebook changed back to English. Yeah, voila. Similarly, the case with Chaton, you see all the UI language changed to English, but when you go to Reverie, it's still Hindi, so you will have to manually change this to English. Yeah, so with the third-party apps, it depends on what kind of API, how much of the feature you can customize. So it's not under Samsung's control to be able to change the app according to the OS language, but whatever apps support this change with language, when you change the OS language, you will see those changes happening in those particular apps. Now the good thing about this local content availability is that number one, Samsung has a large range of devices, starting all the way from Galaxy Star and then goes up till Galaxy S4, who will have this local content support eventually. Samsung also promises more languages coming soon, and then this regional support is holistic, meaning that you will also have local content APIs exposed to the developers so that they can make their apps in local content and at the code level, and then make them available with the Samsung App Store. A great initiative, and you should soon receive this with a system update when your device is supported. And if your device is Gran or S4 or Tab 3, expect the regional support system update very soon. Thank you.